I needed to find out the truth. So I got in contact with a friend. They got me in contact with a private investigator who actually tracked down my birth mother. And they arranged a conversation, a call between the two of us. And I'm so happy that I did it.
And how did that call go?
Well, it was difficult. I've had a fulfilling, happy life. But I wanted to know who my birth father was. And when she told me, I was shocked and I was excited. I mean, it was all surreal. I mean, come on, seriously? Kurt Angle is my dad?
This time around, I'm staying at home, and things are gonna get better. Settling in, loving my wife, but then I got that letter. My black son, now each day my heart is getting bigger. Don't even remember sleeping with that lady, but I did. My black son, he's coming to stay. My black son, he's making each day the best that he can. Also, he's a ninja.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Roundtable Wrestling Radio. It's probably weird hearing my voice. It's Sean Lathrop joining me from Queens, New York.
The one, the only, the Byron.
And from the Bronx of New York,
Innocent, a.k.a. Big O. I got a question. That music you just played, is this a new music that they're playing on the Family Guy?
It's like a really old episode. They had, he broke his TV and he's going to have some TV played. I don't know.
Well, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Family Guys in so long. I used to be a big fan and I fell out of it. So I don't know. I don't think I've seen that episode that you're playing that song from.
Well, like I said, it's a super old episode. So, anyways, everyone's just playing that because the big news, it's not Chad Gable. It's not Dixie Carter. It's not any of the guest ideas of who it was going to be. It's Jason Jordan as the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle.
Unbelievable.
Jason Angle. All right, correction. Anyway.
Listen, one thing I needed to talk to you guys about this shit because it kind of bothered me. First of all, I already knew it was going to be something dumb. Me and Joey were discussing about it being some gay shit where maybe it's going to be Titus O'Neil, his what's his name? His boy, his tag team partner.
Apollo Crews?
No, not Apollo Crews.
No, I'm talking about Darren Young. So,
Darren Young. We were talking like, imagine it's Darren Young and that he's gay or some shit. Like, you know, either way, if it was Dixie or him being gay or falling in love with an animal or bestiality, whatever the fuck it was, I knew it was gonna be a stupid thing because first of all, it just felt dumb every time you see this guy getting off his commentating booth, and he would go backstage. He would talk to Kurt about some dumb shit. Like I think that stuff was better than what we got on Raw last night. To be honest with you, I just don't feel. First of all, forget about the fans, the way they reacted. I didn't like the fact that Kurt Angle was put in this situation where he's out there acting like a fucking fool, acting like he's really crying. I thought it was such a stupid thing that WWE did. I know everybody said that, WWE would treat him better and this and that. But I mean, what the fuck is that, man? Like, I don't need to see Kurt Angle out there in a stupid fucking angle like that. It helps. I forgot his name. What's his name again? His son.
Jason Jordan.
Okay. Jason Jordan, it helps him, I guess, because now we're going to pay mine to him because he's Kurt Angle's son. But where the fuck does this leave Kurt Angle now? Like, it's just a stupid ass angle. Like, I just don't know, man. I'm not feeling it at all. It's stupid.
Yeah. Oh my God, I don't even know where to start at. First of all, the fucking crowd was so uninterested in this angle. Even before he even revealed it, the crowd was saying what to Kurt Angle. And usually when the crowd says what, every time you say something, it's never a good thing. WWE did a great job of making me totally uninterested in Kurt Angle right now. I was so hyped for him to come back. his general manager role has been atrocious. It's a crash and burn. And on top of that, this is a prime example of them looking, and this is my opinion, them seeing the meme online and they went with it through a storyline. That meme has been going around for damn near a year, all right, about him and Sharmella having a baby and it's Jason Jordan. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it a year.
Why couldn't they do that though? I think that would have been more interesting if he was fucking Booker T's wife or some shit, and then they came out with that. I think it would have been better because they would have dragged out Booker T and involved in shit.
It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And on top of that, you know what I think? I think WWE at last minute changed their mind about whatever they were going to do, because how the hell was Jason Jordan going to ruin him? How was this going to risk his position in
and you
the company?
make a good point on that, because I was saying to myself, yeah, what the fuck does this, he was talking about this is going to ruin.
It had to be a last minute change. It had to be.
Yeah, it made absolutely no sense what I was hearing him and the way he was worried and this and that. And then he's out there, my family supports it. Like, what the fuck? Okay, the WWE.
You know what I think? I think they pitched the storyline to him. They showed him a fake text message, and they just said, okay, we're going to figure out what we're going to do with this later down the road. But you're going to say it's going to ruin you. And I guess they had bigger plans for this. And for some reason, at the last minute, they took Jason Jordan and put him in this mix. And it did absolutely nothing. The crowd shitted on it. It was so awkward for me to even see Kurt Angle crying.
Right. Yeah, that was the thing that really bothered me.
He just won the gold medal. Like, no, it was bad. And then, have you seen the pictures? I didn't see the interview after Raw went off the air.
I saw it.
Have you seen the pictures of them looking at each other, glancing like they're in love, or like they're really father and son? It's ridiculous.
Are they really father and son, or are they gay lovers? Which one is it?
I don't know what it is, man, but it's bad. It's really, really bad.
Well, he said my son, so
his son, but he could be his gay lover at the same time.
Yeah, maybe, he's calling him daddy because that's his lover, So I don't know, whatever.
How about this?
Boy.
How about this? This angle sucks. It really sucks so bad. It really makes Kurt Angle not shine, and not just like O was saying. It makes Kurt Angle not. For me, I was so into. I'm a fan of Kurt Angle, and when I see this, it makes me not want to be a fan of him and the WWE product at this moment, because that kind of sucked. It was like, why would you fucking put him in that situation where, I don't know. And I get why they want this guy to be pushed, and he needs some kind of recognition from somebody big, but to be the father, that's some really corny shit. Like, come on, man.
It's
you
like
can't come up with something better.
2017, where you have someone fighting for the custody of his child, and one guy's champion. Oh, because the Skype call dropped. Hey, I'm back now, apparently.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys are aware. You're recording, right?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay, I don't know if you guys are aware that they Vince McMahon canceled.
Can I say my opinion about this damn thing before we go to another subject?
No. I'm still on the same subject. They canceled. This is Vince McMahon canceling Talking Smack because he doesn't think that show is any good for the people here that are viewing it, and it doesn't do anything for us and this and that. But he's pitching an angle that dumb that was on Raw. That's the kind of fucking shit that he wants to show me or you or everybody else. Like, he thinks that's better than what I was enjoying on Talking Smack. You get what I'm saying?
Just pause it. Pause the. There you go. All right.
So anyways, like I was saying, and it just makes me feel like, yo, get the fuck out of office, dude. Like, let somebody else run, because you're really not aware of what people want to see, what people want to really fucking watch on TV. You want me to fucking watch a dumbass fucking, he's my fucking son, and he's joining Raw, but you cancel Talking Smack. I think Talking Smack was one of the best fucking shows that they had on the network. I used to enjoy watching these guys come out and not really be their character. They would break out a character and they would really speak on certain things.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let Sean. I want to hear what Sean got to say about this angle.
Forget about Sean. I'm just saying, man. No, go ahead, Sean.
Well, I'm so glad I came back to the show. So there's that going for me. Regarding this whole thing, like there is very few ways they could have gotten out of it. Like I said, before we started talking about it. It wasn't Dixie Carter. It wasn't Chad Gable. It wasn't Stephanie McMahon. But considering the build up to it, there wasn't really much they could have done outside of.
It was worse. It was worse than all the above.
Because this is supposed to be build up of him facing Triple H at either Survivor Series or SummerSlam or WrestleMania.
How is this going to build up a match though between Triple H?
Now here's the thing.
Because he's going to give his son special treatment. Which what?
No, well here's the hello. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Here's the thing that I was hearing also. Now that you brought that up, is supposedly the whole thing was for him to wrestle. This is just what's going on right now. This is the rumors that supposedly they wanted to set something up where he comes out of retirement and he fights Seth Rollins at Survivor Series, because that's the way they set it up for 2Ks last year with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. So they were going to do something like that where Seth and Kurt Angle were going to face each other. But it looks like things have been scrapped, and it doesn't look like he's even wrestling. I don't think they even wanted him to go out there and wrestle. Like everything they were thinking about Kurt Angle doing is scrapped. And I think this is why they came up with this corny ass thing where he's not going to be wrestling and he's just going to be, I guess, managing this guy or whatever the fuck he's going to be doing and shit. I don't know, man.
Did you like the angle, Sean? Did you think?
Well, Angle having a son now, an illegitimate black son.
Yeah. I don't know, because you haven't said that if you liked it or not. I probably seen like, I would say 90% of the reaction was really negative, and then maybe I'll say one or two people said that they didn't mind the angle. I thought it was
initially.
atrocious.
Initially, I think it's stupid. I mean, even if it was because everyone wanted it to be Chad Gable, because everyone loves Chad Gable, I probably wouldn't have liked it that way either. But I'm still going to give it time to breathe, just like everything. I mean, the Claire Lynch angle, which everyone is making connections to right away because the illegitimate son
but
thing
let me
they were
ask
doing
you,
there was because of, well, it was a legitimate son. But after Claire Lynch, you still had the creation of the addiction. You had Dark AJ Styles, who went on to be probably the best version of AJ Styles we've ever seen. And he's still doing that Dark AJ Styles because of the Claire Lynch angle.
Yeah, but Sean, here's the problem. Like, nobody's into this.
Well, yeah, no one was into Claire Lynch either. But I'm saying the results.
Nobody ever was. even
that's my only. My point being was that what the results was from the Claire Lynch is what made it so cool. Say, after all this happens, we see Jason Jordan be thrown in the spotlight, becoming the next kind of Shelton Benjamin, the kind of intercontinental guy just there fighting to get to the top, and then suddenly making it. If the ends are absolutely fantastic, then okay, this worked out. But if you're talking about that particular moment just on Raw, that was
but they could have did it. They could have did it differently. They could have did it differently. I would have settled more for an angle where maybe he played his stepfather for all those years. He lived 2 lives or something like that. Like he was married to whoever it was, Karen or whoever he's married to now. And for the last 10 years, he played stepfather to Jason Jordan. I don't mind that. That's different. You know what I mean? That sounds more believable. But the fact that you're going to come out and bring this guy in and suddenly, like, it's a coincidence that he got a WWE contract, and you realize that after 3 years of being in WWE, which is Jason Jordan, by the way, I'm talking about, you realize that Kurt Angle was your father. It's just so wacky and it's just so out.
Yeah,
it's just not believable at all.
And Sean,
being a stepfather, yes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and I was just gonna say, Sean, that you want to give it time to breathe and see what happens and stuff. And let me tell you something: the fans, they're so fucking vocal about things that they may not want to accept it at all, period, because they didn't look like they were loving it on Monday. I could only imagine every week this guy's going to come out and they're just going to boo the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to accept it because this is the type of angle that it just, what? It's just like, why the fuck am I caring about this shit? Why couldn't you do it differently? Just like O said, something different that makes more sense. First of all, he was out there for like 5 minutes or under 5 minutes, and he just, yep, they're my son. Like, what? Like, it just didn't feel right. Nothing came in naturally about it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. And when this guy comes out next week, like they're gonna make it a big deal. I already know it. He's gonna come out next week with Kurt Angle's fucking music, maybe, or his trunks.
God, no.
His trunks, and he's gonna act like
he was
Kurt Angle.
already wearing Kurt Angle's trunks, so
Yeah. Well, the style you're talking about, the way it's short,
the whole American look, the whole singlet, the fact that he even took off half his singlet whenever he was about to put on the ankle lock.
But you know what?
His moveset was already Kurt Angle's. But
yeah, it is. It is. I'm not gonna lie, because I played with him in the video game also, and everything is Kurt Angle. But I don't think fans are gonna accept it, and this may backfire on their hopes of making this guy the next, superstar, or at least attempting to make him the superstar. I don't even think the fans are gonna accept it. I could be wrong. Because fans can be very tricky to really understand, but. Like me, if I was there, I'm not gonna accept it. I thought it was such a stupid ass angle, and Vince really wants us to accept his bullshit. That's a stupid ass fucking thing that you just did. He needs to, like I said, get out of office. Let somebody else with the times now. What's going on now? Reality. That's not fucking reality, man. That's some bullshit you just made up that we're supposed to buy.
Well, Kurt
Angle looks so fake crying.
There is one person who's taking credit for this story already and saying this was his idea originally, and that's Ryback.
And listen, Ryback needs to shut up.
Ryback.
Right? It was a meme, okay? It was obvious that somebody in creative saw the meme and said, "Hey, this would be a great storyline." It's obvious. That meme is not even a year old. Right? It's about a year old.
Why does Ryback want to
meme? I don't think it has anything to do with the meme, to be honest.
It's not a
everyone's
coincidence.
Been wanting the American Alpha thing to be going of them being kind of
No. Yeah. Wait. Hold on.
Type thing. And since this was going on, people were expecting it to be Chad Gable. Well, so they did the swerve and gave it to Jason Jordan instead.
No, everybody wanted Angle to manage them, to be a mentor, not to have a son.
To be the son thing. No, they gave us a bunch of extra soap opera bull crap. But
I still say that somebody saw that meme.
Going into this, that doesn't matter really.
Yeah, I don't
Listen,
think
that meme was more popular than y'all think. I've seen it.
No.
It was popular, but that doesn't mean they're like, man, that's a great idea. We should do that.
No.
Hold on, but why? Wait. Hold on. Why is that so far fetched? Why? I don't get it. You telling me nobody in creative could look at that meme and say, "Hey, you know what? That's a great storyline." Nobody could do that. It's not believable.
You think someone would think that's a great storyline? We should run with that. Yes,
because they did it. It can't be a coincidence, man. It cannot be a coincidence. Because I never thought about that until I seen that meme. And I said, okay. Because I'm not going to lie. When I first seen Jason Jordan, I did say, playing around, he looks like a black Kurt Angle for some reason. I always said that, but like a younger version. But then the meme came out, and I don't know. I just feel like somebody seen it and they pitched an idea.
No, I know for sure WWE seen that meme. Come on. It just like you said, it was a big thing. But I don't think that's what triggered them to say, hey, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of things that they were running. People were talking about Kurt Angle, like you were saying, that he was supposed to manage them and do this and that, like the new what was the old team he used to be in with the
Team Benjamin.
Yeah, like it's something like that. I mean, it was always thrown around, and there was a lot of memes about all this and that. I don't think it has nothing to do with them. You know what? That's good. Let's run with it. But it probably influenced a little bit, maybe. Who the fuck knows? But as far as I know, man, I don't know. I don't think this is really good for this guy, to be honest with you. I think he's gonna backfire. People are not gonna be too accepting about it, man.
They have shitted on Kurt Angle since he came back, and I don't mean shitted on him like giving him bad. Well, maybe it is that. I don't know if it's poor execution or just bad storyline, but Kurt Angle, he's doing nothing for me. He's starting to become the next Bray Wyatt to me. I'm getting very uninterested in what they're doing with Kurt Angle now, unless he's wrestling.
Always kind of treated Kurt Angle with that. I mean, he's trying to think of some of the other stupid angles he did with the baby cowboy hat.
You sound you sound kind of low, bro. Talking to the mic.
He's had the baby cowboy hat. He's had the whole milk truck thing where he was obsessed with drinking milk, almost to the point he was the milk version of Stone
But that was
Cold.
funny, though. It was funny.
And that's probably what the plan with this. They want this to be funny. And Kurt Angle is talented enough on the mic to make things entertaining. I'm giving it a chance, but that angle last night was terrible. I will agree to that full-heartedly.
But
bad, man.
But there's no buts, I guess. Okay.
There is no but. It was bad. There's no but.
Listen, this is.
Yeah.
Damn, calm down, dude. Sit down for a second. No, I'm just saying that I don't think the fans are gonna be too accepting of this angle, and I think they're gonna fucking really tear it down. Like I said before, people don't accept Roman Reigns because that's what Vince wants, right? But he cancels talking smack. I'm just giving you an example. He's really out of tune with things, and he needs to chill and just let somebody else run the fucking operation, man. I honestly think Triple H does a better job doing things in the way things should be done nowadays. You know, Vince is really out of tune with shit, man. And that angle is just ridiculous. It just sucks all the way. And that's all him.
I think I had this talk with Laura on the group page a little bit. How they could have made this angle work. That would have been if it was, say it was Kurt Angle's doctor who was calling him up all these weeks. The person that he was saying, like, I love you too, this is going to ruin me. We'll let everyone know next week. It was his wife, and it's his wife and Angle in the ring. And they announced, I can't wrestle anymore, blah, blah, blah. But this guy, he's going to be a spiritual success. I see great things in him. And then he ends up being the manager, Jason Jordan, because he can't go in the ring anymore. Bad thing is that's pretty much just shoving a knife even further into Daniel Bryan. So
yeah,
listen, I would rather have seen the Dixie Carter angle, to be honest with you. I felt like that would have been a lot better. I didn't want to see the Stephanie McMahon angle, but with that being said, I'd rather have seen that.
I'll be honest with you.
Him having a black son. I think every scenario that they put out there would have been better than this. But
put it like this. Here's the problem with all the things we were all thinking might happen. First of all, if let's just say it was Dixie Carter, and he loves her and this and that. Why is that gonna hurt him? Like
it doesn't matter,
because it's fucking TNA. That's why it would hurt him.
But she's not more sense this.
But
I mean, they already went a route.
I honestly would have preferred. Listen, I would have honestly preferred somebody in the McMahon's family for him. And I'm not saying Stephanie. It could have been anybody. Somebody in the fucking family.
Linda.
Even Linda. I think these things would have been so much better because it definitely would have made more interest because of the fact that, remember, they have history with Kurt Angle and Stephanie fucking around. Kind of.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Maybe some hidden footage of them, maybe tap kissing or something. Not to the point where he actually boned her, behind the scene, but something like they were messing around behind the stage for a little while. Because remember, they had that angle within 2003 or 4 where she had a crush on him or something like that.
Like they
something
kissed.
Like that.
They kissed. I know that. But I'm just saying that would have landed correctly because of the fact that because back then, like I said, they were both doing things in an angle with Triple H, and Triple H was jealous at the time. It would have made more fucking sense because they would have had footage to run with, to build an angle, and this and that, and maybe have Kurt Angle's son come out that way and help him, and then the Kurt Angle's son out of nowhere, you get what I'm saying? Like they could have done it differently, but it just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'd rather him say stepson. Yeah, I was raising this kid. I had a double life. And this is my stepson. This is the guy that I consider my son. Something like that.
I'd rather not have the angle at all.
I would have preferred not having the angle at all. I would have preferred it.
No. I'm saying if they had to make me watch this on Monday,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you with this. Yeah. First of all, I'm gonna be as honest as I possibly can. First of all, everybody was hyped that Kurt Angle came in. They fucked that up, right? The way they did it. Fine. He came in. They put him in the general manager role. Fine. Because that was expected. He has been doing whatever. Nobody's really feeling it the way I thought they would have been feeling it. But he's now become a regular person out there. A regular character, right? Now you do this angle where it makes it worse for him because nobody's even giving a shit about him now because he's out there looking foolish, crying, acting like this is really his son.
First of all, he looking foolish, period. He's not as witty no more. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but y'all caught on, but like him being the general manager, I feel like he's not as witty on the mic like he used to be. He's not what he once was.
No. But the problem is he's not interacting with anybody that has that wittiness.
But that's the problem. So, at this point, to be honest
with you, he's just a regular guy. He's just a regular guy out there doing the show. That's it.
I'm gonna go out and go as far and say as I think I was a little bit more entertained, and it was more realism with Mick Foley as a general manager. And I have to be honest, that's how bad Kurt Angle is right now as a general manager. At least Mick Foley had the realism in him. He would yell and scream with the same voice. It was getting corny and annoying. But he was a little bit more entertaining. He was more involved with the storylines. It just seems like Kurt Angle comes in, does 1 or 2 appearances, makes 2 matches, and that's it. I don't know. It's just something is lacking. I
prefer him not showing up too much because you don't want him to be out there way too much, and because of things like this. Now we're gonna see Kurt Angle all the fucking time.
We need to see the storyline of these wrestlers getting in his face like you don't got it anymore. Now is the time to say that. Provoke him, push him. You know what I mean? You washed up. Your neck hurts. Like, get out of here.
Now you just made me think of something. You made me think of something. What if, right? This whole angle is to build up his son, and then his son backstabs him, and then that's what breaks him out of retirement to fight his own son.
And then that's gonna be the stupidest fucking angle in the world. It's gonna end up to be the dumbest angle. And I'm predicting this right now. If this shit flops more than what it is, there is gonna be a swerve to it.
I honestly
sort of a swerve.
I think if let's just say that does happen. First of all, nobody's gonna give a shit the way this is going now. So I don't think nobody's gonna give it a shot. I think the fans are gonna shit on it really hard. But let's just say it does wind up being Kurt Angle coming out of retirement to fight his own son. I think they would have a hell of a match because they're both pretty much wrestle identical. I think it would be a good match. But will anybody give a shit because of the way they're building it up? I don't know. And that's if they even decide to do it that way, where he comes out of retirement to fight his own son.
Yeah. Sean?
I got nothing else to say on that one, to be honest. Because there's a lot of wrestling that's been happening, and not only since I've been gone, but really just the last week. Because we also got to do Battleground predictions. That's happening this Sunday. That's weird. I didn't even know it was happening this Sunday.
Yeah.
But you got the...
Hey, you know what? And last week you guys were talking about the what's his name? Austin Aries. And I wasn't on, that things came up and I couldn't make it. But I wanted to say this because I've been saying this for like the longest, and I hope you guys do remember. I said from the get-go, if Austin Aries was supposed to be in this 205 bullshit, he should have been there for a bit, not that fucking long, because he's not that kind of guy that wants to stick around and fight guys who are not known in a sinking ship promotion. He's the type of guy that needs to be wrestling fucking Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Balor, fucking all the top guys, Samoa Joe, because that's who he's supposed to be wrestling, not fucking Neville every fucking night, every fucking month. It just made no fucking sense. And I said that I bet you this guy's probably getting fucking tired of fucking being there. He's being wasted in a fucking promotion that is sinking. And then it winded up being rumors that he was tired of that shit. He didn't want to fucking be there. And it's like a waste of talent. This guy is fucking talented, man. And they fucking dropped the ball on that shit. And I've been dying to say that shit because I remember saying this shit to everybody on the fucking damn show. That I think he was wasted there because you weren't doing nothing with the show. You were just paying attention to him and this guy. And he kept losing on top of that. It made no sense.
Well, I think with Austin Aries, he was supposed to become the face of 205 Live. They didn't expect Neville to be... I mean, hell, I don't think any of us on this table were expecting Neville to be as successful as he is right now. He is perhaps one of the best highlights of Raw. He's perhaps one of the best characters in the WWE and one of the best on the mic, naturally, in the WWE.
But the problem is, what are they doing with 205? That's my point. He was there being wasted when he could have been wrestling. Yo, we could have had great fucking feuds with him and fucking Seth Rollins or somebody on the mic that could, like Kevin Owens and him. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was so wasted in that fucking bullshit. Like, I just hated that shit. And he felt the same way. That to the point where he wanted to fucking leave. And that's a shame. That's a fucking shame.
I think one of the problems with Austin Aries is also, I mean, he was treated like crap at NXT. He was treated like crap on the main roster. I would just let him go too, because I don't know how the hell I would book Austin Aries on that roster, because
you know what?
There's so much talent up and down in every single show, every division, including NXT. Somebody's got to leave it. Aries would be one of the weakest links, I'd say, if you put him in with the whole roster they have.
Now, okay. Now here's the thing. I'm glad you brought up NXT, because I totally forgot he was even on this shit. I wasn't really following him much on NXT, but I think they should have fucking left him on NXT and let the guy fucking breathe, let him develop there, just like other guys have, before him came from other promotions and started at NXT and built his way up to the main roster. You know what I'm saying? I think they fucked him up big time by taking him out of that shit and putting him right on 205. I thought it was just like weird that they did that. They don't usually do that. You get what I'm saying? He was like the first victim to that, to go on 205 from NXT to 205, and that was not a good sign. And I hope they don't do that shit with anybody else, because
there's been talks about them doing it with Hideo Itami and Aleister Black, which Itami, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, Tommy's whatever. Yeah, but I think they need to give up.
No, but remember, he was very salty about the fact that they didn't put the match between him and Neville on the WrestleMania DVD. It wasn't only because of the way they treated him. He felt like, the matches he had with Neville was just, put in the back of the line, like, okay, whatever. Because, if you get your matches put on the DVD, you get royalties, you get money out of that. And they just, for some reason, they didn't put it. And also, it started to affect his attitude backstage, because they said WWE, a lot of people wasn't really liking his attitude backstage.
But you can't blame the guy. I probably would have fucking had an attitude too. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing here, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't blame the fucking guy being agitated of this shit, because he's not the guy that should be fucking fighting the same guy every fucking week, fucking opening up fucking pay-per-views. That was ridiculous, man. I think they really fumbled on that shit big time. They really fucked it up. Maybe they had a real talent there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it was a talent, but I still say Aries leaving was a good move. Even if, because like you were saying earlier about how 205 Live is treated like crap right now. And I know Joey said opposite last week regarding Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil and the power of Tozawa has been fantastic.
So what?
Neville had the second best match at the last pay-per-view.
But Sean,
it was pre-show. They're treating the entire thing. If they had Austin Aries on 205 Live and they were actually on the Mania card, they were actually on pay-per-view cards, not pre-showing every card, he might have stuck around.
But Sean,
even if he didn't win, because Neville is a hell of a talent, he might have stuck around. It's a combination of a lot of things why Aries left, and I can see why.
But Sean, here's
and especially, hold on, let me say this last point, and especially the fact that you have, New Japan having a lot of buzz. It's starting to be, more interest in other, the Ring of Honors and the New Japans again, like it was about 8 years ago. So, I don't blame him for leaving, especially now that New Japan is making the big moves that they're making now.
Right. I think it'll be a better move for him to go to New Japan. But here's the thing that you were saying about, it's so cool you feeling the whole Titus O'Neil and whatever the Asian dude's name is. Okay, fine. Whatever. So okay, fine. That's cool.
Titus
right?
Worldwide. All right.
Right. That's cool. Yeah. Right. That's cool. But what else is going on 205? That's my point. That's my point. Like, there's not. No, but I'm saying you took a while. You should have answered quick. But I'm saying, seriously.
A bit of delay I'm noticing, so yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what's going on on 205? That's really standing out, that people are really talking about it every fucking week. Please tell me.
Well, now every fucking week, now with Tozawa and Brian Kendrick's officially done, which was by far the best rivalry that was built the whole year, I'd say. Brian Kendrick versus Tozawa. The whole thing they were going for a while with TJ Perkins was good. Right now, They kind of just ended all their feuds except for Cedric Alexander and Noam Dar, which for some reason is still going on. I don't know why.
Exactly. Okay.
So right now, it's feeling like they're kind of rebuilding things, restarting things. So right now, at this specific moment, Titus O'Neil, DePaula, Tozawa, and Neville are the highlights of 205 Live.
Exactly. So basically, this is my point. So Austin Aries leaves, and now Neville is fighting this guy, and that's all that's happening, just like when Austin Aries was feuding with Neville. So there's really nothing going on. So you're basically telling me that the promotion now this is what they should call it, the Neville 205, because anybody who comes in is going up against Neville. And that's it. That's all that's happening on that promotion. I don't care what fucking angle they're putting with fucking Natalia maybe joining and having a relationship with a fucking skinny dude with one. I don't know. Like nobody gives a shit what's going on in that promotion. Honestly, they should shut it down, because if you're gonna shut down Talking Smack, which was a really good show, and this is coming out of Vince McMahon, all right? He said that show was nothing, but 205, let's keep that going.
Well, 205 keeps kayfabe. We know Vince McMahon hates the idea of breaking kayfabe. He's wanting to get rid of a few shows on the network like Table for Three and Road Trip. Although Road Trip isn't as bad regarding whatever the hell that show's called when they're on the road. That show isn't as bad regarding breaking kayfabe. He loves the idea of characters, of wrestlers like when we seen not too long ago, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns touring through Italy together, like taking pictures
holding
together.
hands and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's stuff that would burn the hell out of Vince McMahon.
Well, Vince McMahon is not a saint on that though.
No, he doesn't. I mean, that's the reason. I'm
gonna post up a picture. I'm gonna post up a picture of Vince McMahon and Paul Bear, and Vince McMahon is in a casket, and Paul Bear smiling to the camera.
Well, that was before,
I don't give a shit if it was before 20 years ago. He did it too, and he should. Yeah. This is my point, and this is exactly my point. Things have changed. First of all, there's been so much fucking realism that has been spewed on that promotion already, like fucking CM Punk saying what he needed to say, Vince McMahon actually participating and also all that shit, also spewing things. So what the fuck, what is hurting his promotion? Everything's already been out. You get what I'm saying?
He's trying to think of any possible way to save the company, because
he's old.
As we've been seeing every single week, Raw ratings keep going down and down, and he doesn't know why. That's why he's been pushing Roman Reigns even harder. That's why he's been trying new different things every week.
I think somebody needs to grow a set of balls and tell him, Vince, the reason the fucking ratings are going down is because you're still fucking participating in what should be out there and what shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, it seems like we don't have to worry about Roman Reigns anytime soon, because I'm pretty sure y'all heard the reports that WWE is not happy with Roman Reigns' involvement. I don't know if you heard about it, Sean, but I'm pretty sure.
Not yet, no. The only thing I remember of Roman's was the Enzo Amore story.
Yeah, well, supposedly the management in the back they're not feeling Roman Reigns no more as they once was. They're saying that he's getting more booze. They taking surveys of why are people unsubscribing to the network, and there's an option that says Roman Reigns, and that's basically the reason why people are unsubscribing. And on top of that, they're saying that his merchandise is not selling like it used to.
Yeah, his merchandise is really bad.
And that they're kind of, thinking about maybe pulling the plug on Roman Reigns. Well, as far as for like a big monster push.
So they do that, but then now we have to deal with Kurt Angle's legitimate son.
What are you going to say, Sean?
I'd rather deal with a legitimate son than Roman Reigns, to be honest. I mean,
let me tell you something. When I heard that story, I was so happy. I was like, yes, somebody's fucking listening.
They've made this man essentially an entire Hall of Fame legacy, beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania, holding the record of Royal Rumble.
I know, right?
3 straight WrestleMania main events. There's nothing. He has a Hall of Fame career. There are wrestlers that have never accomplished a third of what he's done. And also, they're like, you know what? We're going to pull the plug.
Well,
hold on. I forgot to mention this part. And also, they're totally going to scrap the whole Roman against Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania next year.
They're not going for SummerSlam instead, or perhaps
and they want to do maybe John Cena against Roman Reigns.
Now, me and we've been doing this show for a minute now, and I remember telling you, that I thought it was such a weird thing that they gave all these pushes, and on top of that, they had him beat Taker, and then all of a sudden he's losing to Braun Strowman. Like it was just weird because if you have him beat an icon like Taker, because let's admit it, let's fucking really be serious. This guy was a big icon. He's like Hogan, you know. You have him destroy Undertaker to fall back and just start losing and not like it just makes no fucking sense, dude. If I was them, change whatever fucking superhero you wanted him to be and make him a fucking big time villain. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had an opportunity when he beat Taker. Do it. Take that fucking thing. Because you just made Taker lose to fucking Roman because you wanted him to be the next guy. And now you don't want him to be the next guy? You went this far to do that and now you want to pull the plug? Come on, that makes no fucking sense, man. That really pisses me off right there because all that whole time you made everybody frustrated to the fucking core and now you want to pull the fucking plug after he did all that shit.
Hey, fuck it. I truthfully don't care, to be honest with you.
I don't care either. I don't really care either. But I'm just saying.
I'll say one thing. Roman Reigns has made Braun Strowman one of the most loved guys in the WWE right now.
That's what I'm saying. He should be a heel. Roman Reigns.
I don't think it's because of the heel. I think, okay, Braun Strowman he's become an actual character we haven't seen in a long time regarding Braun and I'm not done with you and flipping fucking ambulances. We haven't seen something like that of a pro wrestler and I don't know how long. And I'm super excited. It's a full-fledged character. It's an interesting kind of over-the-top ridiculousness. Roman would kill somebody and then next week be like, yeah, I guess I did that. That's cool. That Samoa Joe angle with Roman in the ring. Roman's just like, I'm going to beat you now. Can you act like you gave a damn? Then Samoa Joe runs out and he's doing a face-off pushing Brock Lesnar. It's just like, holy crap, this is awesome. Joe's giving intensity. Rollins is giving intensity. Bray's giving intensity. Roman, he's the top guy, and he acts like he's happy to be there. It's just like, dude. And I think Joey said this last week. Roman's doing the best matches out there every single week.
Yeah, it's true.
If Roman was in New Japan or Ring of Honor doing those kind of things, he'd probably be over there because he's doing good matches. But WWE, you need to be interesting outside of your matches, and Roman has been 100%. Lacking that forever.
100%, I agree with you on that, man. You gotta have. Not only can you have to. I mean, listen. It helps to be a really good wrestler like Roman Reigns and entertain the fans. Mm-hmm. All right, but let's just say he didn't have that, and he was just a mediocre. But he had a character where you cheer for the guy. Like Steve Austin wasn't the best guy out there when he went and wrestled fucking Bret Hart, when he fucking did this and that. There was matches that were very boring with Austin, but his character was the biggest thing that they had going there that at that time. So you were able to be drawn to Austin. You know what I'm saying? And so Roman Reigns does have one thing is his matches, but that's not doing anything. I mean, as good as he is, we still don't care about his character. Mm-hmm. You know,
and I said this before on this program when I was all Raw. I mean, yes, Innocent. You brought it up about Big O, Big Innocent. I don't know what the hell to call you anymore. Anyway, the Big Innie. Roman Reigns had the biggest reaction out of everyone that night in Monday Night Raw on Grand Rapids. It was half an audience for one, because. Mm-hmm. For some reason, Raw can only sell out as a Impact house show now. And two, people were leaving during the main event. Like, they were walking out because they didn't want to see Roman. Actually, here's another name for you. How badly have they fucking dropped Bray Wyatt?
Wait, Bray Wyatt?
Wait. I've been saying this before you even left the show, bro. Like,
I know. I remember.
But no. But you know what's crazy? I guess him winning 2 weeks in a row or 2 days in a row, I was supposed to forget that he lost for like 100 matches straight. So
I think Jinder Mahal has won more matches this year than Bray Wyatt. That's how bad it is.
Oh my God! Truthfully, I'm so tired of talking about Bray Wyatt. Please voice your frustrations, because somebody here, I think it was, who was it? Was it you, Byron, or Joey? That was like, really? You don't like Bray Wyatt? Like, I was bugging like what I was saying. Or maybe it's a little combo that I had.
I think that was Joey. But I do remember him saying that he really liked him.
I am so uninterested in Bray Wyatt. He is in a level right now. Kurt Angle and Bray Wyatt is in the same category right now, as far as for me wanting to see them on TV. That's how bad it's getting, So, yeah, WWE did a good job of making it very uninteresting. I guess they're trying to build Bray Wyatt back up. Is it too late? I don't think he's Dolph Ziggler status, but
I don't think it's too late. If
he better not lose anytime soon. Let's just say that he needs to win every match for at least 3 months. You know what I mean? Because the minute he loses, I'm back.
He needs to be. He
won too.
Yeah,
because he literally won the Seth Rollins feud, and now Rollins is going off against the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz.
He won
and Bray Wyatt isn't doing anything. He won, and it didn't mean shit for him in the end.
Let me tell you something. He won. You're right. He won the Seth Rollins feud, but that was the first feud he won in since 3 years. Okay.
I wasn't trying to defend it. I was pointing out that they
kind of moved away from it,
and then did nothing afterwards.
Yeah, they moved away from it. Like Seth Rollins said, "I don't give a shit. He ain't shit. Let me move on to somebody else."
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's fucked up, right? He won the feud, and Seth Rollins is in a better storyline right now.
What the hell is Bray Wyatt doing right now? To be honest.
Hold on, was he even on Raw? Yes, he was.
No,
right. Yes, he was. He interrupted when Finn Balor got hit over the head with the guitar.
Oh, they're going to build up the Finn Balor feud that they dropped for a second. Now they're bringing back for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Which is really stupid because the way they did it is this guy beats him up with a guitar, and then I don't know why. No, it was cool. It was cool, but then you jump into another feud, so you ignoring the feud that this guy just hit you with a guitar.
They're setting it up, man. They're setting it up.
Weird.
I like
it's a weird setup. It's just a weird setup. I wasn't feeling that setup because you're feuding with this guy, but then you're ignoring the fact that you just got hit with a guitar and you're still feuding with that guy. But Bray Wyatt now wants to feud with you, but you're in the middle of a feud. I don't know. It didn't land good to me.
Well, here's to really break it down because I talk shit about WWE a lot, and I think a lot of it has to do with their flagship show, Raw, the A show.
Sucks.
It has been terrible for so long. And SmackDown, I mean, it's going on tonight. We're not going to be able to review SmackDown tonight because we're filming before SmackDown. Thank you guys for that because I work in the flipping mornings.
Yeah.
SmackDown has been a good or great show every week. I mean, it's rare for us to be like, wow, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Regarding the talent they have, the amount of talent, too, regarding mid-card, upper-card. There's not really any guys on that show that I go, I don't want to watch that match. I feel like I need to watch every match that's on that program. Yeah,
they've been doing a hell of a job. Raw has become SmackDown from back in the days is what's been going on. And SmackDown has become the number one show, the must-watch show. You know, they move. Look how crazy it is. Look, first of all, I don't know why people are so excited to see the fucking the Shield reunite. I don't know why. I don't know why because I really when they were teasing us before, it was good. But you kept teasing it so much that you made me and probably a lot of fans probably just fall out of like, I don't give a shit anymore because you kept seeing these guys interacting all the time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you kind of take the mystique away from that whole like, oh shit, they're both in the ring. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? You kept bringing them back in the ring and talking to each other and interacting, all that shit. So you kind of take that away. And now it's not really a big deal if you guys reunite. And not only that, you're trying to reunite them to fight The Miz and the two jobbers. You know, it just, and then they opened up the show with the whole Miz and this guy, I want to fight you. And because I didn't see this on SmackDown already. And it was harsh to watch. And now I got to watch it on Raw. And now you want to bring fucking Seth Rollins involved with it, which I don't know.
If you take
this is why Raw sucks.
If you take Dean Ambrose out and you tell me I'm going to see Seth Rollins versus The Miz, best of my knowledge, that feud has not happened in WWE yet. The Miz is absolutely fantastic at carrying almost any storyline. I mean, pretty much Terry talking smack.
Right.
And Seth Rollins is a hell of a talent. I'm excited for that, but everything surrounding it regarding, well, actually, I kind of like the Miz Taraj, to be honest. They should just be the J&J security for the Miz, and that's it.
But here's the problem that I have is the fact that Dean Ambrose and him are still feuding. Like I don't want to see that. That's the part that's really holding down whatever it is that they're attempting to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have great matches. And I still hate. Man, they really fucked up Dean Ambrose. Like, his character just completely is so fucking annoying.
Yeah,
Like, I hate to see this guy being the comedy guy. That's what he's become for the past couple of years on WWE TV. He's that comedy guy.
The Miz said it best, and which is terrible because the Miz is the heel that really makes good points. That's his gimmick now. The Miz is the best in regards to Dean Ambrose. So, you're not even a lunatic fringe. You're just goofy, and that's it.
But I did like the little argument.
I didn't hear him say that, but I'm glad he said it because that's exactly what we've been saying on the show.
I will say one thing though. I liked the argument that Seth and Dean Ambrose had in the ring. I'm glad because one thing I never liked about people that used to tag team with each other. If one guy decides to go heel and does their partner completely dirty, and then like a year later they get back together and like never mention, why they broke up in the first place. I never liked that. I did like the little exchange, the Dean Ambrose saying, I can't trust you. You hit me with a chair. And then Seth Rollins is trying to convince him that you could trust him. He turned around and told Dean to hit him with the chair. I know it's not much of a big deal, but at least they addressed it. At least they didn't, say, hey, fuck the crowd. Let them think whatever they want. We're going to put them together. And, back in the days, people used to do like just put them together and just don't mention it no more. You know what I mean? It brings a little realism to the situation. With that being said, I don't give a fuck about Shield reunion. I really don't.
Yeah, because they fucked it up. Like what I said.
They stuffed Roman Reigns down our throat to the point where nobody wants to see him. Dean Ambrose is not the same Dean Ambrose. He's a joke. I mean, the most memorable thing that Dean Ambrose did in the last year was have a plant, and he named it, and that was the biggest storyline he had in the year. And
now he named the chair. Don't forget, now he's naming the chair.
And Seth Rollins has become a guy who used to be a dojo for the corporate, and now they kicked him out and it replaced them. So now he got to go back to his old friends. It's nothing interesting for me to see.
But you know what's crazy? And I know Laura especially hates the fact that we've been downplaying, Dean Ambrose and saying that he hasn't been the same guy since he got into WWE. But think about it. But think about it. If Miz himself said exactly what we've been saying for like the longest, that he's fucking goofy, he's not the same guy, it means that's what is exactly what everybody's seeing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to like really look at what's going on with Dean Ambrose, man. Dean Ambrose, as much as a star he is out there, he's very goofy. He's not the same guy. I think he would have been such a bigger deal if he kept that same Austin mentality type, where he don't give a fuck and he's out there, he's not making jokes, he's serious, he cuts the really badass promos that he used to cut. This shit that we're seeing now it's really fucked him over, man, big time. Like, to the point where I don't think fans even give a shit about what he used to do back in the days. That they're gonna always see him now as this jokey type guy that the WWE portrayed him as.
Well, getting off of Dean Ambrose for a bit, because we still got a few subjects to talk about. Like I said a little bit earlier, I think the story broke on Friday. I know you guys didn't talk about last week, and that's regarding Enzo Amore. And it sounds like Enzo is in the doghouse for sure. And we kind of figured already he's not going to be able to go anywhere after this Cass Enzo feud. But between him being a party boy, hanging out with rap stars, I should say, and partying with them, and being very disrespectful in the back, to the point that Roman Reigns kicked him off the tour bus, which is hilarious. This is my bus now. It sounds like Enzo's not going to be doing much, period, for a while.
But does anybody know exactly what happened in the bus? Because they never released that information.
I don't think it was ever released, no. Outside of the fact that Enzo was being disrespectful on the bus and Roman going, "Get off my bus." That's all we know.
Yeah, but you know what? I also heard his big boyfriend, is a Donald Trump. Yeah, is a Donald Trump fan, and they're not feeling him backstage because of that reason. So he's also being outcasted by a lot of the guys there. So he's also
but the heat is not the same, though.
It's not the same. The heat is not the same. It's not the same. But remember, what happened on Monday Night Raw when Big Cass was out there fighting the Big Show?
Yeah, no, he
You get
beat
what
him
I'm
up or
saying?
whatever. But you know what? Even though Enzo Amore is in a hot seat or whatever, if he is in a hot seat, at this point in time, I am looking forward more to seeing Enzo now than Big Cass, to be honest with you, just by his promos alone. You know what I mean? Like the promos that he cut the last 2 or 3 weeks surpassed anything that Big Cass has done since he went solo.
Right.
Big Cass is a generic. He just looks like a local wrestler trying out behind the scenes. He just doesn't do nothing for me. He looks like a created character and not done yet. You know, he just I don't know. His music sucks. I know Sean was a big, Cass supporter. I don't see nothing in this guy. I really don't. I don't see nothing in this guy as of right now. I don't know. Nothing. I don't know. Maybe he needs to grow some facial hair. He needs to cut his hair. Something is missing.
Let me ask you guys a question also.
Colin Cassidy. Sorry.
Let me ask you a question. Now that we have Sean on the air also.
What up?
Me and O were not feeling that whole feud, the way they brought it out, and they're feuding all of a sudden. First of all, Big Cass destroyed Enzo, right? He destroyed him at the pay-per-view, made him look like shit, right? He squashed him. So why am I seeing Enzo still beefing with him, and why is he trying to beat him up like he still can beat him up? Like I think they kind of like made it obvious that he's unstoppable to Cass. You get what I'm saying? Like why am I seeing them interacting still?
Let me tell you something. Remember what I told you a couple weeks ago? Barry, remember what I told you a couple weeks ago? In a perfect world for me, Enzo Amore and Big Cass planned this all along, and Enzo Amore turns heel with Big Cass, and now they're a bad guy tag team going after the belts. That's to me that's a perfect ending to this horrible storyline. And if they do it, they need to do it right now, because I don't know. I just see I feel like Enzo should have been the one turning heel. I think that would have helped them a lot more than Big Cass, to be honest with you. It should have been Enzo attacking.
Right. But Sean, what did you think about that feud? Like, how did it was set up? Because I'm just curious on what your thought on that shit was.
I like the fact that Cass was the one that went heel.
Why am I here? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Just interrupt me there. Jeez, bro. Anyways, I like the fact that Cass was the one that went heel, because Cass, in my opinion, would be a better heel than Enzo. Enzo's really likable with the crowd. The crowd loves that. And plus, he's that weak, feeble guy. You're going to feel sorry for him more so than, Cass is being bullied around by the guy that's 4'6". Woo. But Cass...
not bullied.
You get my point, though. You can't really believe that Enzo's the bad guy against Cass, the good guy, considering their size difference. But you can't see
Enzo being an annoying little loud mouth. We always know somebody like that in our block. A little short,
sure, but
loud mouth, annoying, and noxious motherfucker.
Yeah, but if you're a guy, all right, let's say we're using you in a sense, because you're about 6'7", 305 pounds of muscle. Just go with it. And you have Byron here, who's about 5'4" and about maybe 200 pounds.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one bullying you around. Are you going to take him seriously, or are you going to whoop his ass? I mean, it has to work with you being the bully, not him being the bully.
But my whole point, but Sean, what I'm asking you is, so you're feeling the fact that they're both feuding, like this is what you wanted? I mean,
it's going to be done pretty quickly, I feel, and it's going to work well for Cass. And Enzo's probably going to go to 205 Live or disappear.
Right. And do you think people gave a shit about this feud the way they did it?
Yeah, because you saw how that crowd reacted. That one little drop of tear coming down Enzo's eye.
Nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit.
Dude, hold on, wait. When Cass was cutting the promo, the crowd was saying what to him? The crowd did not give.
They shitted. They shitted on that whole segment.
Paul Heyman, okay? I don't give a damn if the crowd says what, because at this point it's just
the crowd did not care about that.
Nobody.
Yeah, they didn't care about.
Jesus,
I think you need to go back and listen to that.
Jesus bleeding Christ could come to the ring and cut a promo, and the crowd would what Jesus.
No,
okay?
but it's the way. But Sean, it's the way they did it. It was like we don't care. What the fuck are you doing on this? Like it was that kind of reaction that we got, because I was home, I was watching it, and I was not feeling it, man. I was like, this is stupid. The host, I don't understand. They're doing weird setups to feuds. Like really weird, like him getting attacked backstage. Like I don't know what it is. It's just weird the way they're setting up all these things, man. I'm not feeling any of the shit that they're doing on Raw at all, man.
No, Raw's terrible.
It's really bad. Like the feuds that it's like you know what it is? It makes me feel like they're coming up with
Raw.
I'm sorry, but it just feel like somebody bumped into somebody backstage and you spilled the drink. Okay, we're feuding. Like, it's something like that. Like I feel like
it's the Kane Chris Jericho feud at one point.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Chris Jericho bumped into Kane, accidentally spilled his coffee, and they feuded to the point it ended in a last man standing match. So hey,
that's so stupid.
That is the dumbest shit.
And
It's so stupid that I
the
don't.
origin of the feud was Cafe Bustelo. It's fucking crazy.
Yo, and it's so stupid that I don't remember this shit.
In fairness, I didn't remember it until I found out recently on another podcast. I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Don't promote that podcast over here, young man.
I'm not saying that podcast.
But you get my point. But you get my point. Like the way they're building up these feuds, and it's just really weird. They're taking weird directions on them.
Yeah. Speaking of weird directions, I gotta ask Sean this since he hasn't been on. Are you now like convinced about? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna ask you your opinion. Do you feel the electricity and the excitement when Nakamura is still wrestling?
Oh yes, I'm glad you.
No. I'm talking about Nakamura. Do you still feel that New Japanish, that NXT feeling when you see Nakamura wrestling in the ring, or do you think, like I've been saying for the longest, it's just not as good as it once was?
I say yes and no to that. Money in the Bank, when you had Nakamura and Styles staring each other down, that was
but that's different. We're talking about on a SmackDown week-to-week basis here.
Yeah, I feel like
hasn't he become
when he's taking on Baron Corbin? I don't give a damn about that matchup. No, I don't feel nothing. Exactly. I feel like I need to take a piss in that situation. But you tell me it's Nakamura and Ziggler. Well, when that was going on, I was excited for that. You said it's Nakamura Zayn, Nakamura Styles.
No, but
I still get that power. Yeah.
No, but what he's asking you is, do you see him now as like a regular guy out there? He's just become a regular character.
Oh, I don't see that. No, he's treated as top faces on SmackDown still.
I don't see him as a big deal as he once was. When he was on NXT, it was a different feeling.
Well, the difference with NXT and SmackDown, NXT, he was the guy. He was the top dog, period, no one else. And even Bobby Roode, in my opinion, wasn't as big as Nakamura, and he's the one who had to take the mantle from him. In SmackDown, you've got AJ, you've got Randy Orton, you've got, if you want to even say, just because he's got the WWE Championship, Jinder Mahal. It's a lot thicker to be the top guy. He is still probably top 6. John Cena, Kevin Owens.
But from what I remember, you guys specifically saying that nobody could burn him because he's so over with the fans that he'll be the number one guy over this guy and that guy. And now,
and I stand by that. Like that. I stand by that. He didn't drown. He's not suddenly gone. He's not suddenly Ty Dillinger.
I'm not saying he drowned. I'm not saying he drowned.
In English, he's not Luke Harper. He's still one of the top guys and still one of the most entertaining segments.
Exactly what you just said.
Feuds in SmackDown.
But exactly. But Sean, you just said it right now. He's one of the guys.
He's one.
Yeah.
He's not.
No. But y'all made it seem like once he comes to SmackDown, it's gonna be all about him. Yeah. Remember, they had a whole pay-per-view based around this man, and now he's just a part of the middle of the show of the SmackDown roster. Like, it's just not. It's not the same, man.
Any moment's notice, he's going to be in the heavyweight title picture, and it's still believable. I still say Nakamura is one of the best things about SmackDown. And yes, he's not the number one yet, but I guarantee you, he still will be. He's still talked about. He's still looked at weekly. Hell, Mojo Rawley isn't even looked at anymore, and he was the guy who won the Andre the Giant.
So wait a second, he's not the show. Wait a second.
He could have been in so much worse condition than he is now.
No, you're right, but you just said he's not the number one guy yet. I thought he was supposed to be the number one guy.
It's not like he's gone. And especially if rumors are staying true, it's going to be Styles and Nakamura at SummerSlam.
That's good.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. And you know the crowd's going to pop for that again.
Let me ask you something, Sean. All right?
Oh.
Who do you think is going to be the more over in that match?
Oh, it's Styles, no question.
I'm glad you said that because it's true.
If any guy is the number one on SmackDown, I'd say it's Styles, even over Cena. But when you said, I just said Styles and Cena are on SmackDown. If anything, I'd say Nakamura is the third face on that brand behind AJ Styles and John Cena. That's a hell of a lineup right there.
No, listen, I'm not saying he doesn't have any star power there. I'm just saying when he first came onto SmackDown, he had, and I said this before, like just like everybody else, they go onto the main roster from NXT. Oh wow, everybody's excited, but then little by little, it kind of dwizzles, and I don't want it to happen to Nakamura. I really don't.
I don't think it will. Just like I said, he's still the number 3 face, and he's behind the champ that runs the camp and the face that runs the place. That's still a hell of a lineup, no matter what. If he was on Raw, he would be above Rollins, I would say. The Raw roster is not as heavy as the SmackDown one.
You think he would be? Wait. You think he would be past Seth Rollins
as a face? Yeah, absolutely. I feel Rollins is one of the worst faces out there right now. He's such a great dick.
And no, and I agree with you. But you see the fan reaction that he gets, right?
Yeah,
like everybody goes crazy. Like,
yeah.
What do you think? Because I don't know. I'm a little that one I never thought of. If it was him and Nakamura out there, go over.
What's the question?
Seth Rollins and Nakamura. If who would be more over? Like,
if I give you my honest opinion, I think just by the entrance alone and the song, I think Nakamura would be a little more over. Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because Seth Rollins is, definitely not as over as people think. I mean, he's a little over, but not. The crowd is not totally invested in him, like before.
Yeah.
Like they used to.
Right, okay. Rollins is the top face on Raw, but the number 2 face is maybe Ambrose, and that's a hell of a drop.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a big drop. You're right. That's a big drop. But yeah. For all you, I wanted to get this out there just in case if anybody cares. I know Byron's not going to give a fuck. For all you independent wrestling motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Bobby Fish made his NXT debut. If you know who Bobby Fish is, he was in Ring of Honor, which I actually like Bobby Fish. I'm not going to lie. I saw him a couple times, and I actually enjoyed the matches. And it so happened that right when I started seeing him, the next month, there was reports of him going to Ring of Honor. And somebody else made a debut. I think it was Gunner.
I heard it. There you go.
All right. You were just saying, Innocent, about how Bobby Fish just debuted in NXT. And you mentioned Gunner, a former guest of the Roundtable Wrestling Radio. There was another name that did debut. And honestly, it's going to help that tag team division because you have the Authors of Pain, Heavy Machinery, and that's about it. That's Kyle O'Reilly, the former Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. He took on Adam Cole at Wrestle Kingdom this year for the title. And he recently debuted in NXT against Aleister Black, of all people.
Yeah, I heard about that too. I don't know too much about that guy. I mean, I've seen him a couple times, but
Wait,
Bobby Fish is...
Huh? Well, you say you like Bobby Fish, I'm sorry. You know the tag team Red Dragon, him and Kyle O'Reilly, that was Red Dragon.
Ah, okay. But see, at that time, I wasn't really paying much mind. It's like I'm starting to get into it a little bit more now, so I'm paying more mind to it. So that's how I know who Bobby Fish mainly is. I seen the guy, the Kyle guy. Just when you just watch something, you just don't really be invested into these people. But Bobby Fish is a good talent, and the point I wanted to make about Bobby Fish was they must got some pretty good plans for him because he took the infamous picture with Triple H, and Triple H doesn't do that with every single person that comes from the independents, unless he has some sort of plans for him. So watch out definitely for Bobby Fish.
Yeah, but I don't know if I feel like they're going to do Red Dragon, the tag team division in NXT first, but I feel like Bobby Fish will probably be the solo guy out of those two. I always thought Bobby Fish was better. I mean,
who was the one that lost?
What?
Somebody lost their debut match. I think it was either Gunner or Kyle.
Black. Because they're still trying to big Aleister Black as the next big thing, so I'm okay with that. But Bobby Fish, I think, is going to do better than Kyle in NXT because I always thought Bobby Fish was a better talker and better character than Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly's better in the ring, but Fish is a better all-around guy, if that makes sense.
And he has that look. Bobby Fish has that look.
He has a look. Kyle O'Reilly looks like Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes. There's that generic-looking guy. Fish has something going for him already.
Yeah, so I just wanted to get that out there because there are people that's watching Ring of Honor in New Japan a little bit more than they were before, and I am definitely one of them. So
TNA's still doing well too, which we'll talk about that a quick bit too. Just one last thing. Well, unless there's something else you want to bring up about the WWE, Byron, before we talk one more.
You guys, you did talk about the whole Del Rio and Paige last week.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to talk about that a little bit more because there's a few more details about.
Right. That's why I wanted to. Okay.
Okay. The only other thing about WWE before we do our battleground predictions at the end, the Mae Young Classic. We saw all 64 participants. No Canadians. Still pisses me off considering Trish Stratus, Beth Phoenix, Natalya, Luna Vachon. No Canadians.
It's okay.
It still bothers me. But some of the talks out there is that people in the WWE are not happy about the Mae Young Classic because not enough of them are attractive.
Who said that?
Are you fucking serious? First of all, Tulsa Blanchard is hot. That's one. All right.
That's some of the reports coming out of Sportskeeda that there are not enough attractive women in the Mae Young Classic, and they don't know.
Wait a second. Before you say anything, why? I thought they were supposedly
trying to branch out that
away from all that shit, and they're dedicating themselves to finding girls that can actually wrestle. I thought it had nothing to do with divas and shit. And
they still want to get away from that supermodel thing. Like Becky Lynch is a good example. She isn't a supermodel, but she's still an attractive woman. But then you look at Viper in the women's classic. She's a white gal, probably about the size of Nia Jax, and doesn't have that history of being a supermodel.
Newsflash: Nikki Cross ain't exactly Nikki Bella. All right, let me let you know that right now.
Oh yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. And let
me tell you something. Now, a lot of those women,
super attractive women in other aspects. Like Nikki Cross is still that gothy hot chick type thing. Becky Lynch is still that Irish hot chick type thing. But not many people are gonna find alpha female hot because she's like a German dominatrix type thing. So,
yo, I think you dropped.
Did I? I'm good. What's going on?
Oh, you good? I heard somebody drop. I'm sorry. I seen some of the participants. I didn't see really gruesome looking females. I mean, Tulsa Blanchard is fine. You know, she's hot. Whatever her name is. Yeah. There was a couple of the people that I thought was okay looking. I mean, why should it matter? I just don't understand why should it matter. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to bring the women's division back to where it once was, you got to hire these people who don't care about their looks and just care more about wrestling. I mean, I thought that's what they were trying to branch out of. It makes no sense to me. That actually kind of gets me a little upset. Like, who cares? You have enough eye candy in the show. You can mix it up. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling me these people didn't have a Facebook or pictures online before you actually called them up? I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what they look like.
Well, like a few of them, what's her name? Kai Katana or something of that sort. She's one of the gals that are competing, and I'm going to be honest, as a full-blooded male, what she looked like in the Indies and what she looks like in the WWE, completely different. She looks like a total knock on WWE. In the Indies, you could tell she doesn't really care as much to look attractive as much as she cared about looking great in the ring as a great wrestler. So I think they probably thought some of them would probably look better after quote-unquote cleaning up. That's pure speculation. I have no proof one way or the other on that part.
I don't know, man. I feel like it shouldn't matter. I feel like give them a chance. You know, if they put on some good performances, the fans are going to be invested regardless of the fact of how good you look. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Does your whole roster really need to be eye candy? I mean, it's good to look at. Yeah, I don't mind looking at it. But at the end of the day, I want to see good matches, man. To be honest with you, everybody wants to see good matches. You have enough eye candy to be, to be criticizing every little detail of somebody's figure or whatever they look for, you know?
Charlotte's still hideous, so there's that going for them.
Yeah, Charlotte had one of the worst nudes in wrestling history, and she's still on top. So, I mean, what the hell does it matter, man? Like, come on, man.
So leaving the WWE for a little bit, we're going to hit New Japan for a quick second, just for a joke. We're seeing New Japan's G1 Climax is going on. Kota Ibushi is going to be facing Zack Sabre. That's what it's called, G1 Climax. Kota Ibushi is facing Zack Sabre Jr. This was supposed to be the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic, but neither men wanted to.
That's going to be a good fucking match right there.
Oh, dude, so excited.
You know what? I'm not even done watching the other G1. I got one more to go. So, yeah.
Oh, last year's with I think it was.
No. I'm talking about the one for the U.S. title. Yeah.
Oh,
US
okay.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
That was like a straight up tournament. The G1 is a round robin, and whoever's got the best scores in Block A and Block B face off in a match. And they're going.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah, they're going 24 days in a row. So these guys are wrestling every single night, 24 days. Kenny Omega, when he won last year, he had a 30-minute match against Naito, and then a 35-minute match the next night against Goto. So there you go on that one. So yeah, I just really wanted to mention that just so people are aware. We're going to get Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. finally in New Japan, so it's probably going to be better, but we could have seen it at the CWC. And that's about all I got for New Japan right now.
Yeah,
Updates.
I'm little by little. I've been watching New Japan. I mean, not like the shows, like the last pay-per-views or whatever. So matches, and I'm actually getting into it. That a Ring of Honor? Oh yeah, definitely. So
New Japan.
I'm not gonna say I'm. Say again.
New Japan is the strong number 2. Kevin Kelly left Ring of Honor so he can do New Japan full time, which it sounds like Jim Ross is going to be completely done with New Japan, especially after that U.S. debacle.
Oh yeah, when he was mispronouncing name, he called Zack Sabre Jr. Will Ospreay. So yeah,
that's he was saying names wrong. If you want to see Jim Ross sound terrible, that was the worst comment I've ever heard Jim Ross.
I'm not gonna lie, man. When I seen that, because I saw, and he called him Will Ospreay, I was like, oh my god, Jim, what the fuck happened? Like, I mean, how can you lose your touch like that, man? You wasn't like not.
He's probably at this point where he feels like he's a legend and doesn't need to keep up with things. I don't know. It's terrible. And there are some. All right, before we get into TNA news, this is going to be some fun stories. Some reactions still from people online about the Jason Jordan thing regarding wrestlers. Chad Gable is what when he found out Jason Jordan is the son, and then followed up with, "Why doesn't my father love me?" Scott Dawson posted a picture of Arn Anderson and said, "Well, I need to talk to my mother now, I guess."
This is obvious shoots, by the way.
Oh yeah, they were just like making fun of it essentially. And AJ Styles made a joke about he's proud of both of his young sons, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. So.
Oh my god. Yo, and let me tell you something. And how people I don't know how they're not gonna get in trouble, man, because this is obviously poking, making fun of the WWE creative, and I'm pretty sure that did not sit well with Vince McMahon, especially if it was his idea.
Well, you know what? If it was somebody else's idea, he said, "Yeah, I like it," because everything goes by him. So
you know what? You do look like Kurt Angle. That's it.
Kurt, your son's black.
Wait a minute. Wasn't my son Hornswoggle?
Wait a minute. I like that concept. He's white. He's black. I like it.
Hold on. Wasn't there an angle? I know.
States.
Wait, wasn't there an angle where I know Finley? I know Finley was supposed to be the father of Hornswoggle, but wasn't it like Vince McMahon first? Wasn't he the father first?
Vince McMahon was, and then they decided to drop it, sort of, or something. I don't remember.
You start to see a really weird thing that he's infatuated with this weird, my son, my daughter, I've been fucking them or
when
something.
Stephanie McMahon was pregnant, he wanted to run an angle where Stephanie was pregnant with his son. I don't know. He loves that stupid shit.
Yeah, he does. It's just stupid, yo.
Remember, Lita was pregnant and then had a miscarriage because Snitsky hit Kane with a chair, essentially. Mae Young gave birth to a hand. I don't know why there's so many pregnancies in the WWE, but it really should cut down a bit.
Oh, my God. I just hope that this leads to something like maybe Kurt Angle turning heel and managing Jason Jordan and just like fooling everybody. I don't know. I'm just trying to look for the best case scenario.
Or maybe, like I told you, have him break out of, and fight his own son. I mean, like you said, maybe he could become heel, turn on his own son, beat him up, and then all of a sudden he's coming out of retirement to fight his son. I think I don't know. They better come up with something good to save the shit. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think Jason Jordan is ready for a high-profile match like that. Not to that magnitude.
Yeah,
anyway.
But then if he's not ready, then they shouldn't have put him in this angle with Kurt Angle.
I think talent-wise ready, but he's not there talking-wise.
Then they fucked up. Then they fucked up.
You know why I don't understand?
Because he has to hold his own. He has to hold his own for this kind of fucking. This is a big deal that the WWE threw out there. You know, he's going to be highlighted
All right,
Okay, like I was saying, is they this is a big deal that they threw him into this segment, and every week now he's gonna be fucking highlighted with Kurt Angle. He's a big deal right now because this is the major storyline that they were fucking hyping every fucking month. So he better hold his own and try to fucking really get on that mic and talk and whatever the fuck he needs to do to shine out there, because if he doesn't shine, what's going to wind up happening, the WWE fans are already going to shit on it, and you're going to be wasted.
What you mean? People shitting on it left and right. This is the laugh of the week.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Every podcast is talking about how bad it is.
No,
they got memes about this.
But that's what I'm saying. They're already
even found a
shitting on
song.
it. No, but I'm saying they're already shitting on it now. He better go out there and really try to work that crowd to have people care about this shit, because I don't think he's that guy, man, to do it. Kurt Angle's going to have to be out there constantly trying to fucking help him. I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just jump to something else, because I'm tired of talking about this fucking bullshit.
All right, speaking of fucking bullshit, let's talk about not AJ Styles, Alberto El Patron and Paige.
How the hell were you going to say bullshit at the same thing with AJ Styles? What's wrong
Alberto
with you?
El Cokehead. Because that's exactly what I think he is.
They beat my wife again.
Wait. Didn't Triple H warn people about this shit?
About beating their wives? I hope a lot more people than Triple H.
He pretty much said that he doesn't trust Alberto with her and this and that. He said that he's a drunk. He likes to party a lot. This and this and that, and all this shit now is starting to show. Even her brother now is worried about her and saying all types of shit. So I think Triple H was on the right ball with that.
And on top of that, he wanted to have a street fight with Triple H and the Usos and fucking New Day. Like, he just wants to fight everybody for no reason.
Yeah. And the entire Usos Xavier Woods New Day rap battle, when they said keep it PG, don't go rated R like Xavier Woods. That right after that, he was like, whoa, I want to get a fight with Xavier Woods. How dare WWE do this, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, Del Rio needs to fucking grow up or something, man. He's a pampered child, it feels like, and no one's ever told him no, essentially.
And it got to a point where TNA had to cut his mic because he keeps shooting on WWE, basically just jumping on their dicks. Like, relax, bro. You don't work for them no more. It just seems like he's just a bitter guy who wants to be back in that company with a better role, and he just knows it can never happen again. And he's bitter. That's what I think.
It's possible. I mean, even TNA, I feel like TNA's in a tough position. Jeff Jarrett last week on Wednesday did a conference call, and people were asking him about the Alberto Patron thing. And they literally just filmed about a month, because they always film a month in advance, just like NXT does. Just to make that clear, so no one just starts shitting on TNA. They film a month in advance, and then all this crap happened with Patron and Paige at a bar or whatever. And Alberto, as the heavyweight champion, he is in a lot of major angles and is in probably 30% of the show. So if they cut out Patron because of this whole thing, they lose 30% of their show, essentially. So Jared said they kind of have to finish off the tapings they have now and then be able to really strip the title or anything. And it sucks they're in this kind of predicament because they put a lot of money on El Patron because Bobby Lashley might be going back to Bellator full time. El Patron's a name that's recognizable outside of the WWE, and it's not. I feel bad for TNA. They gambled on a terrible bet, and they're really sucking.
Exactly. It's like once they changed their name, that's it. Everything went downhill.
I don't feel bad for TNA just for the simple fact that they fucked Jeff Hardy over and Matt Hardy over. So I don't feel bad for them at all, man.
Well, they actually brought that up in that call as well. From what I understand, the Hardy brand, the Broken brand, was supposed to go back. They agreed on a payment, blah, 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 send it to them. And it was supposed to be the Monday where they were saying, we may be a little broken. And Jeff said fade away and obsolete. That was supposed to be when they were supposed to return. TNA has not signed anything. They still have not given back the brand. And despite the fact the Hardys have done everything they've asked, they're still asking for more, it sounds like, on the Global Force side.
Well, then, you know what that proves to me? Then that proves to me that I guess Matt Hardy really doesn't own that. Unless he was blowing hot smoke or I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's right. But there was reports that supposedly Matt Hardy, if he doesn't get it his way, he's going to basically just take it full time to court. And I don't know. Do they even have enough money to do that? I have no idea, because especially now that WWE is not gonna be involved in it. So
yeah, I think they probably might just have to stick with being this whole kind of like what the Dudleys were last year, was it? Whatever it was, where they were just a nostalgia act. The Hardys are probably going to be stuck with that and just deal with it. They're nostalgia at this point.
And exactly, you said the key word, the key phrase, just like the Dudley Boys from last year, and that's exactly what's going on. Now they're starting to lose to everybody. They already lost 3 weeks in a row. They lost to the club, who was losing for like months in a row. Like
the club one
is getting there.
The club one was not as. Oh, speaking of that, the Revival also talked about that regarding how they've beaten the club, how they've beaten the Hardys, how they've beaten Sheamus and Cesaro. And yet they still can't get a shot. Then they tagged Jason Jordan and said, "Can you talk to your daddy, please?"
Oh my God!
Back to this situation. They lost to the club after they had that 2 out of 3, and they were supposed to be injured in that match. That was fine. They're going to be putting the Revival over in this feud. That's fine. But at one point, it's got to be. They need a split. They need to be Matt and Jeff, or be Broken Matt and Brother Nero, or something, because constantly doing this is, for too long, is going to be a problem.
Of course, but listen, by the time they get that Broken, thing signed, sealed, and delivered, the crowd's probably not even going to care as much as they once did. I mean, yes, they still screaming delete and everything, but even for me, I really wanted to see the Broken characters. I'm to that point where I'm getting tired of hearing about it, to be honest with you. I'm tired of the teasers. I'm tired of me thinking, they're going to break today. They're going to break today, and it's not happening. It's already getting kind of to the point where it's like, okay, whatever. I'm not really excited like I used to be. Are you? Are you excited the same way you was 2 months ago?
I'm not excited, but I can tell you if they broke today, I'd probably bust a nut right away. So... yeah. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I hate the fact they're teasing, but if they went full Broken tomorrow, I'd be all over it. So I can't say I'm not excited.
Yeah, I don't know. They need to break and hurry the hell up.
I would agree with that completely. Speaking of breaking, we've got Battleground happening this weekend, SmackDown's solo pay-per-view, and it's going to be the last pay-per-view before SummerSlam, from what I understand. And as of now, there are 6. Chances are after tonight, there will be 7 matches on the card. So I'm going to add in the guessing 7th match onto this list as well. So starting from the bottom, for our predictions, Byron, Innocent, and myself, Innocent, any big O Innocent, our predictions for this match: John Cena versus Rusev. Flag match. Who you got?
Obviously, John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena. Poor Rusev. Poor Rusev.
Rusev. This is Rusev's first real match back. This is also John Cena's first real match back. And Cena, actually, a lot of people are really high in Rusev because of how great of a talent he is. People backstage. People backstage.
Are you sure? Because I heard the opposite, and he was in hot water because of his haircut and this and that. There was so much shit.
Rusev, as a evil foreigner, people love him because he's so talented. Some people, as far as fans go, think he might be the top face sometime down the road because of how good he is on the mic, how good he is in the ring. And when he was part of the what the hell was it? The World Elite, whatever the hell, League of Nations. He was the best part. Whenever they cut a promo, he was the one looking like he was having the most fun, making the most out of it. The rest of the guys hated being there. Rusev will make the shittiest situation into something entertaining. Even the Dolph Ziggler, Summer Rae, Lana thing, he was the most entertaining thing a part of that. And that thing was total shit. Rusev is a hell of a talent. I'm giving myself Rusev over Cena in this flag match.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't like the fact that they made it into a flag match. I think they could have just done a regular fucking match. It's just a gimmick match that they threw in there. So.
With it being a flag match, that means John Cena's not getting pinned. He's not submitting. It's just Rusev putting a flag on a pole. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Just
so,
like the ambulance match, it doesn't hurt nobody.
Yeah, but even so, yeah, who cares?
Just he grabbed the flag and he won, right? I guess that's always the concept of it, right? You just grab the flag and you wave it. And
it's either take the flag down or put the flag up. It's one of those two. Either way, it's not pinning John Cena. So
it's not, and it's so fucking 80s, man. Like seriously. Oh my god. I remember they used to have a match like that, like every pay-per-view. Like, no, I mean, well, whatever, house show. It's just why a flag match? It's so fucking ridiculous.
Next up,
and then it's like, hold on, let me make this one more point. And then Rusev has been so, like, not doing the whole Bulgarian thing for the last 2 years, and the first time he comes back, he's back at it. Like, it's not the same investment like it once was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know? But whatever.
Another singles match, nothing on the line in this one. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. Who you got?
Since Baron won the Money in the Bank, I'm gonna say it's Nakamura.
Baron?
Yeah. Disqualification. So I guess I'm gonna give it to Baldwin.
I'm going to go with the same with Innocent. Baron, he's already Money in the Bank. Nakamura, I think Nakamura is going to win this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if history speaks for itself. I mean, every person that wins the Money in the Bank, they lose. They have like a losing streak.
Oh no, that's what I meant. I mean,
before they win the belt. So
Baldwin is going to get disqualified, and they're going to give the match to Nakamura. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. It doesn't hurt. The Money in the Bank winner, and it doesn't hurt Nakamura. So I guess it'll be just a disqualification. This guy's gonna do something to get disqualified, hit him with the briefcase or some shit, and walk out, and that's it.
Yeah.
Going into the number one contenders match, fatal 5-way elimination style: Charlotte versus Becky versus Natalya versus Tamina versus Lana. Who you got?
Oh man, can you say the names again?
Charlotte,
it was
Becky, Natalya, Tamina, and Lana.
Tamina sucks.
Yeah, Charlotte. Charlotte's gonna win.
And what is this for?
Winner takes on the SmackDown Women's Champion at SummerSlam.
Can you repeat it one more time, please?
Charlotte, Becky, Natalya, Tamina, and Lana.
If it's not Lana, it's gonna be Charlotte. And I'm saying Lana because of the fact that they really jobbed her out, and she may be one of those "what she won" type thing. So, if it's not her, it's gonna be Charlotte.
I feel like it's got to be Becky or Charlotte because they're the top two biggest names, especially for a big four pay-per-view. And just personally, I'd be more excited to see Becky versus Naomi. So I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch. Not much else other than I just want to see that match more so.
Yeah.
Going into the tag team division, the Usos versus the New Day SmackDown tag team titles. Who you got?
Oh man, that's a hard one. No homo. God. I'm gonna think New Day is gonna finally take it. I'm going for New Day.
I'm gonna go with the Usos. The Usos have been doing such a great job holding the titles, and I don't think they need to drop it. It's for the titles, right?
Yeah, it's for the belts.
Yeah, I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to drop it to the New Days. The New Days already had their run with the title on Raw. I don't think they need the SmackDown title to keep them relevant. I think they're doing such a great job with the Usos right now. They're actually, thank God, matching outfits now. Even though it's thuggy, but before it was like one was dressed differently than the other. Now they're both dressed in the same, which is I like. And they're badasses, man. They're doing the heelish things and they're cutting the best promos and shit. And I the titles really stand out with them right now. So I think they should keep it. I'm gonna go with the Usos. Damn, I just gave a whole analysis, man.
I'm gonna go with the Usos. You said a little bit about it, how the New Day were the Raw Tag Team Champions and such. But the Usos need this win, even though they're champions, more so than the New Day. If the New Day wins, the Usos look bad, and the rest of the division still looks bad. The Usos still, I feel like, need to establish themselves. And best of my knowledge, they defeated 2 teams so far.
Established themselves how? Because they've been...
By beating the New Day. The New Day is the top tag team in the entire company. No doubt about that.
Right.
And then
Okay.
beating the New Day is going to establish them. And because the only teams they've beaten prior have been the American Alpha and the Fashion Police. Fashion Police. And as much as I love them,
What? Calm down, man.
they're not at the
Word, you
same
sounded like the
level.
old school Gold Dust.
So I got to go with the Usos. They need to win more. Finally, not finally. There's another one after this. But this is the match I'm most excited for. AJ Styles, Get Ready to Fly versus Kevin Owens, United States Championship. Who you got?
I think Kevin Owens gets the belt back.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tricky because they gave him the title out of nowhere. Like, it shouldn't even have. It was supposed to be at this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I can see something like that happening where he drops the belt to Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens never needed to drop it unless, there was rumors of him getting injured and that's why they dropped it. And yeah, I'm going to say Kevin Owens.
I feel like I'm going to go with AJ because, you kind of said Kevin Owens losing it randomly at a house show a little bit. It was probably just to make house shows better or something, but
I think it's just to extend the feud. That's all.
Yeah, if they're going to build up Nakamura versus Styles should not have a belt in my opinion. So it should be Styles versus Nakamura, Owens winning. Actually, I'm going to go with AJ winning this because of my thoughts on the main event, which I'll talk about more. Because this card is looking very heel heavy. I got the Usos winning. I got Rusev winning. And I'm going to go with Kevin Owens losing. AJ Styles will still be a United States champion at the end of this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And finally, the main event, WWE Championship, the Maharaja, Mahater's gonna Mahate, Jinder Mahal versus the Apex Predator. Boy, I like scars on my body. Randy Orton. Who you got?
I think Jinder Mahal is gonna win, and I think next pay-per-view he's gonna lose to whoever it is. And I don't think he's gonna lose to Randy Orton.
I forgot to mention, this is a Punjabi prison match made famous by the great Khali.
Yeah, Jinder Mahal.
Byron?
I think he's on the phone.
Yeah, you better run, boy. We'll get Byron's thoughts in a second. But Jinder Mahal, it's a Punjabi prison. They still probably want to make Mahal look good, still get that Indian market. And I want to see Mahal hold this title beyond. I would like to see him drop it at Survivor Series if I could pick a pay-per-view. Because even if he loses it at SummerSlam, he still feels like he just held the title for now until someone else could get it, until John Cena could get it or whatever. I'd like to see Jinder drop it at Survivor Series if I had to pick. So I'm going to go with Jinder Mahal, and probably Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam too, depending his opponent.
Yeah, they should definitely let him rock with it. The only problem is there's been a lot of people not liking his run. I don't really mind it right now. I don't think it's the greatest run in the world,
No.
But at the end of the day, I'm just glad it's off for Randy Orton, and just, for now, I'll leave it with him, I guess, until they decide what their main plans is going to be.
If Jinder Mahal was the Intercontinental Champion, the United States Champion, he would be a great champion right now, but he's the WWE Champion. He is the Bruno Sammartino, the Hulk Hogan, the guys who have held that belt champion. Even if it was the Universal Champion, I probably wouldn't care that much. So he doesn't really fit that mold as well if it was any of the other belts in the WWE. But even with that said, I just kind of accept Jinder as kind of the United States Champion of SmackDown because look at who the hell's fighting for the United States Champion. It's the face that runs the place, AJ Styles, and the face of America, Kevin Owens. Those guys are main eventers right off the bat. Jinder feels like a mid-carder holding the top belt. It's such a weird mix on this pay-per-view.
Oh, it definitely is a weird mix. You're right about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I see, Jinder Mahal is going to beat Randy Orton. I guess they do the Punjabi prison match just like they did with the ambulance match. It's just one of those matches. If you lose, it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? And then I think for some reason they go in the route where Randy Orton is losing a step. I think that's the next storyline for him because people's been saying it.
Yeah. I mean, Randy's probably. I think he's got still another 2 or 3 years left in him, but he's not at the point where he needs to hold the titles all the time. He's 37. He's had so many shoulder injuries. 37 is young, to be fair, for wrestling. But he's had so many injuries over his career regarding his shoulders and his back that it's not out of the ordinary, kind of like John Cena putting guys there for the future over, that Randy Orton would do something like that too, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like John Cena probably has another good 6 years in him, but Randy, I'd say 3. Randy probably has less than that just because, like I said, the amount of injuries he keeps having. So,
yeah, Randy Orton just looks so unmotivated. You know, when you see him cut the promos and the way he wrestles at times, when was the last really, really good Randy Orton match that do you remember? You know, like that match that you say, wow, that was a fucking good match. Hasn't happened in a while. He's just been having decent at best.
I feel like the last good one was probably him and John Cena at TLC when they unified the titles.
That was a while ago.
That was a while. I want to say that maybe the Daniel Bryan ones, but I can't remember the Daniel Bryan ones that well. So I'm going to go with that one, and that was maybe 3 years ago. I mean, that was before the brand extension.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point. So, yeah. Hard Body Mahal for the victory.
Hard body, no cars. My haters going to hate the Maharaja Jinder Mahal.
That's right. Byron, what's your prediction if you're still there? Okay, thank you very much. All right.
I think he's going with James Ellsworth. Good call, Byron. Which I got to say, James Ellsworth, two things. We're seeing the return of managers. James Ellsworth as a heel manager for Carmella is fantastic. Yeah. And Titus O'Neil, this is going to be a hard pill for some people to swallow. Titus O'Neil right now might be one of the best face managers I've seen in forever. And perhaps ever, because you never see any good face managers before. And he puts Apollo Crews over. He puts Akira Tozawa over. And he put Apollo in the main event against Braun Strowman. And that seems like a terrible position. But when Apollo was getting the crowd beat out of him, he ran in there and tried to protect him. He is a great manager right now. I love Titus O'Neil. Right
I actually like it. I did say that a couple of weeks ago that I feel like he promotes the shit out of fucking Akira Tozawa. He and the other guy, I forgot his fucking name, Little Bobby. Yeah, Apollo Crews, but more with the Japanese guy. But he does a really good job. He makes it interesting. And James Ellsworth, yes, I said it last week too. I absolutely loved like his character as far as for him, with Carmella. It just looks like a guy who's just trying his best to get the punani and being her best friend. And he just do whatever she says, because we all know that one person. So,
yeah,
and me, Sean. So, no, I'm playing. But seriously though, like I like that character. I could deal with this James Ellsworth, not the James Ellsworth, beating AJ Styles and these other people. But this one, I could totally get behind. No homo.
Yeah, I'd agree. I feel like we are slowly getting back to the return of managers. Even, the match I said that might be on the card will probably be announced tonight. Mike Bennett versus Sami Zayn, we may see this Sunday. Maria Kanellis going to be the manager for Mike Bennett, and that's again a manager we're seeing. And
I absolutely love that story, that little angle, that little storyline, that little character Sami Zayn is playing with that whole I don't realize what I'm doing to you, I'm interrupting you, and he just talks fucking 100 miles per hour, overthinking. I love it. I actually like that character. A lot of people don't like it. I like it.
I think somebody compared this Sami Zayn to Larry David. He's the Larry David gimmick essentially from Arrested Development.
Supposedly they're saying that he's trying to be like Woody Allen for some movie.
I can see that too, actually, because Larry David and Woody Allen are pretty much just the same, but 2 generations away from each other. I dig that. At first I hated it, but now it's just like, it's awkwardly funny, so now I'm digging it.
Yes, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So I like it. I mean, do I want to see it forever? Maybe not, but to get Sami Zayn to where he needs to be, I think this is perfect.
Mm-hmm. And considering what he had before was just, I'm the fighter. I'd never give up. Now it's just like...
Yes, exactly. The same fucking shit with it. I've seen that shit a million times. So this is something actually different. I don't remember a character ever being quite like what Sami Zayn is doing now. So exactly. I like it.
SmackDown SmackDown's the top show. They have characters from Sami Zayn, from the Fashion Files with the Fashion Police, Zack Ryder, Jinder Mahal, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Baron Corbin. Everyone, top and down, are just fantastic. And I want to say a lot of love to Road Dogg and what he's been doing backstage, because from what I understand, Vince McMahon leaves SmackDown alone, and Road Dogg essentially is running SmackDown. And Road Dogg's a flipping genius if he's running SmackDown.
That just proves that that's who you need in the creative team. Whenever these wrestlers in the tail end of their career, who's already retired, let wrestlers who actually got a mind for the business write these shows. Not fucking movie producers or whatever they were doing years ago when they had that guy from Scooby-Doo write the fucking show or whatever his name was. I forgot his name. What was his name again? Yeah. You people, Hollywood writers. We don't need that. We need actual wrestlers to do this, and that's a perfect outcome right there.
Yeah. Well, until Byron gets back, he'll probably message online or something what he thinks. But I think that's about it for Roundtable Wrestling Radio. It's been fun back on the program. You can listen to me on WAWK.com every weekday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. for your whatever. I don't give a shit. For your morning drive. There we go. Anyways,
my bad. I had a bad connection.
Yeah, sure. So who do you think's going to win, Jinder Mahal or Randy Orton?
Jinder Mahal. He better fucking win. He better fucking win. I'm serious. I don't want to see no Randy Orton title run again. I don't want to see that shit.
All right.
So it makes no sense.
Question. He said SummerSlam, I said Survivor Series. When do you think it will happen? At least, whatever.
What, him dropping the title?
Drop the title. Yeah.
Well, as far as from what I heard, it's going to be Cena and Jinder, I guess, if that's what they're doing. But I still see Jinder holding onto that belt. They have to listen. If you want this fucking thing to work, you need to have that title. He needs to hold on to that title for a very long time. You cannot have him drop it. Right after a feud with Randy Orton, the next guy takes it. It doesn't make sense. It won't work that way. He needs to really, he needs to really show that he's capable of facing the top guys in that company, like a Cena, like a Orton, like fucking whoever the fuck else, JJ Styles. And Nakamura and beat those guys in order for you to say this guy really held on to that title and he made a big deal, a big impact. Because if he drops it right after he fused with Orton, he's nothing again. You get what I'm saying?
I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, thank you guys for watching, listening, reading, whatever the hell you're doing. Roundtable
Sean,
Wrestling Radio.
And also Sean, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. It's always good to have you on the show.
Hey, you know me, I'm always good at coming on things, so I'm glad to be here.
I didn't say all that, but okay.
So once again, thank you for letting me back, Byron and Innocent Big O, Any Biggie, for letting me be part of the program again. It's been fun bullshit about wrestling again. It's good.
Yeah, it's always good to bullshit with you guys, man. You know, it's not like we're actually like having fun. We're just chit chatting. That's basically what it is. It's not like we're really doing a show and saying, "Hey, this is what you need to say," and this and that. We're just chit chatting, like if we were just.
We still be fair. We still have our bullet points from our list over here, right here.
I don't know what list you're talking about. I have no fucking list here.
Look at the damn wall. We have this nice bullet list of studio notes, and then we just move on.
All I see is stickers pointing to you and says "kick me" and this and that. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, at least you're paying attention to me. That's what matters. Anyway, God damn, I have an ego now. Anyway. Again, thank you guys for listening to Roundtable Wrestling Radio. It's been absolutely a blast being back in the program, doing this again. And hopefully Joey's going to be back, Laura's going to be back next week, and get some Battleground recap and whatever other news that broke.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, the man who sleeps on the floor can't possibly fall out of bed.
What does that mouth do?
Somebody kick Sean in the back.
Please don't. I'm weak.